Hello. I don't have no music to go and do my stuff because my phone is charging. It was real low. I was watching some videos to get some ideas on what I'm dealing with. I have for the past almost 4 months dealing with a person who's a sociopath and came on very strong and very nice. That's what I was told by her. Isn't that person really nice? They're really nice. They're bringing food to work and they're doing all this stuff. So I work with a sociopath who is so scary. I actually feel at times that my life is literally I feel that way. I do. So I have been doing my homework so I don't have to deal with this sociopath, but I work with them. I can't just leave the situation. I've been looking for a job and I'm going to do that this week is more looking into going and taking care of that, situation. So what I have done in the past is just get quiet and try to leave the person alone, and it hasn't worked because they had me work with her and I'm not uh, putting out jokes and doing great talking and sitting standing there talking for 15-20 minutes not doing nothing. I don't have time for that. My ass is in a sling and I got to keep working and doing my stuff, and this person wants to have a, I guess you would say, they got carte blanche. They could sit there and talk, but I can get my ass chewed out. So I'm working at this table with this sociopath, and the sociopath went and told management I wasn't being welcoming. And I said, "Excuse me, but I'm supposed to be working. If you want me to be the welcome committee, we can go outside and then we can sit and talk. If what do you want? A worker or what?" And I got chastised because of this person being a sociopath. So here we go. We're going to be dealing with working with a sociopath and how to deal with that. I did the wrong thing of not talking to them because they're mentally just, they're fucked. And if you could get into their head, it's like getting into a hoarder's house. It's really, really a bad situation when you hire a sociopath because they all seem so very nice, but there's underlying situations. So we're going to be dealing with I'm going to meditate real quick. We're going to ground ourselves. And then what we'll do is we'll talk about how to deal with the sociopath, how to do that. They seem so nice. They usually are the ones, I call them the foodies. They bring in, either they bring in stuff or food, and they'll bring in shitloads of food. Now, I like doing the food thing to people because I like to share what I cook, and a lot of times I would want to share what I cook with people because I love them. I love all of them. And I think, God, it's cold outside. Let's have some chili, whatever. But a foodie, a sociopath does it for leverage. And it's usually an end thing of how they do that and how they do. So, what we're going to do is meditate and see the ball of light that we have. And we're going to put it at our feet, and it's going to relax our feet, our lower legs, our upper legs, our stomach, our chest, back, arms, hands, our neck, and our head. And it'll tether itself to us and go down deep into the earth. It's going down deep into the mantle, everything down into the middle and the core, and it's going to suck up that love, and it's going to take it with that tether. It's going to fill it from her feet to her lower legs, to her upper legs, to her chest, to her back, to her arms, her hands, our neck, and then it's going to fill it up. We're going to feel that love and we're going to spew it out. We're going to spew it out, spew it out, spew it out, spew it out. And then what we're going to do is, after spewing it out and stuff, we're going to put our love. I'm going to put it for Pahrump and all the people in Pahrump, whoever's here in Pahrump right now. Feel that love, feel that love, feel that love. And then we'll take it back within us and bring it to our heart and do 3 ums to make our vibration better, more harmonious, more hormone. So here we go. On the third we'll wake up and feel refreshed. There we go. All right. We are talking about how to deal with an unhealthy situation. If you're at a work situation where you can't break up with somebody and move on, you come to a whole point, wow, I'm either working with a lot of sociopaths or narcissists. Sociopaths don't like to let go of their meal ticket. They really don't. They're not one to let go. They will hold on to that meal ticket as long as they possibly can. That if it's a situation, they will put themselves for it. I deal with a sociopath at my work. I have to deal with that person. I have to work with them. I have to be nice to them. I have to do all that. But here is some keynotes, how to deal with a sociopath, and we're going to go through them. Make your time unavailable for them. Emotional vampires. They have no boundaries and they will suck your life, and they will take as much as they can unless you set boundaries with them. If you don't, they will keep taking and taking, and they have no empathy. Like, again, if you went out of your way a mile or so, like what I used to do, a mile or so, it was only a couple miles or not even a mile, and drop that person off at their house, have them walk. Walking's good. It's a good thing. Don't, like I said, if you don't set boundaries right away with an emotional vampire, aka sociopath, what will happen is they just keep asking for more. They never quit. They just keep asking for more. So, like I said, make your time unavailable. Do not contact them right away. Wait an hour or two if they text you and say, "Hey, I got another life. I don't expect you to understand, but I do." And just blunt. I would say not even talking to them on the phone. Keep it to text, because talking is more of a personal touch, is what I call it, where they hear your voice and stuff. Where anybody can text them, you can hand it to a girlfriend and they can text that person back and they wouldn't know. Texting is a must. And that should be one way to keep them at bay. Say, I only want to text, and that's the best way to do it. When you're dealing with a sociopath, um, you need to educate yourself and know what you're dealing with, because they are really not the kind of people that I would consider that I would want to invite over. I know I have to work with one, so I've had to educate. I sat there today watching a couple hours of videos on just educating myself, because this person has everyone thinking that she's wonderful, and she's really not. So many people, they're been so many people who've been at my work for years and were happy. When I worked there, when I went there, they were so happy that, uh, that I was there. There are people who now who are happy that I was there. The person who got hired, oh, I'll tell you, the person that got hired is now uh has let's just put it this way. Um if you don't have relations with them in a personal note, this person thinks that you are their enemy. And I'm like, I'm not into that person at all. And I mean, not even any inkling, and I'm that person's enemy. And I just, oh, I'm into males. I'm not into females. And this person just really got mad because they felt like I pushed them away, and I didn't. I'm just not into women. Get my drift? So I work with this person, and I try when the person comes into the same room I'm in and we're on break, where we're on our own personal time. I leave that area. I don't want to be near a sociopath. They are the worst vampires. They suck everything and they make it out like they're the victim. And I just try to get away from that person. Wow. Oh, good God. Oh my God. That's just oh, that's another thing. I feel that my life is in danger. Yeah, that's pretty bad. How did you how did you combat this bad person? I mean, you had 2. You had an ex-boss and an ex-wife. My ex husband was a sociopath too. Oh, he was good. He actually, and I cannot believe this. He had he had got caught messing around because he gave me something. And you know what he tried to tell me? And I kid you not, he tried to tell me I got it from the fucking toilet. And I'm like, really? I got it from the toilet? Wow. I went to the doctor and told him that joke. I said, I'm laughing. I go, what a craphead. I wanted to divorce him then. It took me years to get divorced. Oh, so you dealt with it. Yeah, I'm dealing with the physical and psychological abuse. I have a therapist I'm talking to, but I'm going to get one that's closer to here. I had a therapist I was talking to, and I need to know how to deal with this person. Literally, to go talk to a therapist and say, "Hey, how do I deal with someone I'm working with that I'm scared that literally I really feel that she this person could kill me. I really feel that way." And that's the reason why I want to job somewhere else, because I feel that this person, could hurt me physically or forever. And I'm like, well, maybe I need to find a different job somewhere else, because they obviously don't care about me. They care about that person more than me. So I'm pretty well have done everything on this thing. I didn't make myself I hardly I when this person comes into the room or near, if I'm alone, I leave, because I feel that this person is very, it's not evil. They're just not mentally there. They have no empathy. She had called me nasty, nasty names and never apologized, ever. She's done this many, many, many times, calling me nasty names and getting away with it. And they and work actually pats her on the back. They pat her on the back for treating me horribly. I mean, they really, oh, you're doing a good job. And you're like, whoa, I'm working with more than one, obviously. Because if I'm not, the whole thing is, if I'm working with one psychopath, a sociopath, I think I'm working with more than one if they're patting her on the back for little shit. Coming to work on time should not be patted on the back. Coming to work on time for a year should be patted on the back. That's me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's got, and you know what I see with psychopaths? They either they're in the court system and they spend the rest of their life in the court system, or they stay out of the court system in the fringe of almost going there. One or the other. You don't get one that kind of goes in the court system and kind of no. And with sociopaths, what I've noticed is, if you get somebody with sociopath where they're got a felony, oh, they got more than a felony. They probably have had lists of them. They never have. Sociopaths never have relationships that are long standing, because they only think of themselves. So sociopaths will eventually run out of their relationships, because they run out. They only stay with people who will help them. And in order to get away from that person, you have to, do some things. And I have it down below. Oh, I got to edit that. I have to let's see. Make your time unavailable and help them in their drama at the moment. Less contact. Number two is less contact. Don't call them. No extra mile or help. Number three is no extra mile help for this person. Set boundaries and keep them. Number four is create a foundation for yourself. Talk to a therapist or family, friends, who, if you're dealing with, maybe they can help you. They know someone at your work, and go, hey, this person's really the bad person. Um, Create a foundation for yourself. Talk to a therapist. This person that I'm dealing with also believes that they are an actual alien. They believe that they are from another planet. Ooh. Planet asshole? I don't know. Educate yourself on who you're dealing with. Yeah. So I'm also going to put, uh, there we go. Forgot to put, please keep a prayer in your pocket and love in your heart. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I really have. I felt very I get there to my work extra early so I can we have to suit up, and I do it so I don't have to see this person. I really think that this person is very dangerous and should not be working with the public, because if somebody who say if they're dealing with someone who happens to just look like me or act like me or do something, and they say some triggers, she can literally attack them, and you got a lawsuit, but hey. Oh, Jesus Christ. You could actually you should go and talk to a lawyer first. You really should, because if you have it documented and everything, you can actually sue them, I think. Yeah, talk to a lawyer, because you'll want to, and see if you can sue them. Really, see if you could sue them. Talk to a lawyer. They call it defaming. They call it defaming because I took law, and I really loved law. It was an amazing thing. You can go on LexisNexis and read about anybody. It doesn't matter. You talk about the celebrities, read about them in LexisNexis. Oh, oh my God. That is serious. It is. I felt, how many times I came home wanting to kill myself, and not because that person wanted to listen to 8 hours of country music. Oh God. And then the same songs 5 or 10 times. It's like, yay, and they're telling, this is what the one boss said. You got to listen to that or listen to your headphones. So when I put my headphones, I hear no one, you know? Oh my God. I definitely have wanted to go to a different job, and I'm going to do that this week. Looking further into getting away from. If this person was no longer there, I would stay, but I really need to get going because this person's just going to get me fired anyway. And my work really likes her. They think she's just the bee's knees, and I'm like, wow, she could do anything. I bet you if she didn't make it to the scheduled party that we're all supposed to go in, I bet you if she didn't call for 3 days or anything and came in, they'd be like, "Oh, honey, oh, what's wrong? Oh, did you fart wrong? Did you fart sideways?" I mean, that's how much they are with her. With me, it's like if I came in with missing limbs, they wouldn't give a shit. They'd be like, yeah, get back to work. And that's how the difference is she could miss any days. She could come late all the time, and they don't say a damn thing. All the time late. All the time. She gets away with stuff all the time. She takes every day just one person a half an hour break on top of the 3 breaks we get. So she takes an extra 30 minutes a day, and that is over 18 hours a month that she takes extras to smoke her manual cigarettes. That's fine. But we're needing to get I'm hearing, "Well, you're not getting the numbers." Well, I'm working, I'm not having the extra cigarette, I got my vape. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. And when you have all these, people playing pranks and stuff. She even tried to tell me the last day that we worked, which was, Friday, we were doing a clean out and she went and told me the day before, "Hey, just come in on this and this time." No, management actually, I think they're getting smart to it and they know what she's been up. I go, "I know what time. You told everybody in the room, clay room, come in at this time, not at this time. I'm not going to listen to somebody who feels entitled." So that's one of the things that they do. They look down on everybody. They're the type of people to go in court and instead of getting 5 years, they get 15 because they tell the judge pretty much that he's below them. And I've seen it. My dad was a lawyer. I used to go a lot of times when I happen to get certain things, have a do certain things, and my dad go, "Well, we'll both go hit two birds with one stone. You can see what a courtroom, how it runs." And I go, "That's a good idea." So I went and I seen, wow. That's where I think majority of our lawsuits are done, where you have sociopaths. Like that sociopath, they help someone pretty much kill themselves, and that's pretty bad. That's serious as far as I'm concerned. If you are so treacherous of a person to go and to make someone feel so bad that they would go and kill themselves. And that's how I felt. I felt that way. I felt like I wanted to kill myself, but I knew it was wrong and I wasn't going to do it. I just didn't know how to do it. So I happened to, I contacted my therapist and said, "Hey, I'm having a hard time with this." So he told me, just be quiet and try to not with sociopaths, anytime somebody they don't like is very happy and having a good time, like when I received my chair, that was the worst week because I received something she didn't have. Anything I got that made me really happy really pissed off this person. Oh my god. And I was like, to that point yeah, I was crying. I come home, I would cry on check down my videos down below. I was like in tears. I was in serious tears. Serious. She slammed a door on my back and I have a bruise on it. I had a bruise from where it slammed. And we're nah, it's no big deal. She's just upset. That's what work said. She's just upset. I'm hoping, I what I would like is the whole thing is to her to hit me so hard that I can, you could actually, if somebody knows that there's stuff going on, it's like if she hurts me hard enough, I'll just talk to a lawyer and not work at all. I'm just trying to keep out of her way. That's why I get there early in the morning to put my stuff on and try to keep out of her way because the work literally stands behind her to inflict all these pains. Yeah, the work stands behind them to inflict what she does to me, and they applaud her. "Oh, hit her more! Oh, slam the door farther!" He's making jokes about it, and I'm like, "Whoa! Oh my god!" So yeah, I feel for you, and I really do. To have somebody in the hospital to actually say, "Hey, this is fucked up." That is fucked up. And there are so many, now you got to pick up the pieces, your pieces of that and dealing with therapy. How long have you been talking with a therapist? Because I had people who said that I needed to talk to a therapist. I go, no, I think the person who's doing all this shit to me needs to talk to a therapist too. I have a therapist. In fact, I have more than one. Ugh. Well, you know what you do? You don't look at what is being shown and you block them. And really, it's your ex-wife. You need to block and move on. Yeah. And that's what you need to do. They love attention and they love all that stuff. The one way to mess with a sociopath is to not give them attention, to not give them all the stuff they want, not give them anything. Just don't give them any attention. This person bought like a bunch of food when there was food being served at at work. And I'm like, well, shoot, I'm going to take the food being served because I like the person cooking the food and it's all good. Sociopaths love attention, and this person loves it and hated when I didn't give. In fact, went and told management that I wasn't giving her enough attention, and they told me I had to give her attention. Oh, yeah. Management told me not just talking work, but to give her special attention to make her feel so special, mom. What about fucking me? And that's the whole thing I thought. I'm like, wow, you really don't want me to work here, and that's the point that I'm getting at my work. They don't want me there. I'm on my way out as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I find a job, I'm going to be putting my 2 weeks in and skipping out like everyone else cuz this person wanted to have sex with me. This person wanted to have sex with me and I didn't want to because she, she smells weird. Like unhealthy weird. Really unhealthy and ah. So I'm like, no, and I'm not attracted to females. It's just one of those things, and I'm like, every time she walks by, I don't care how much fucking perfume she puts on, I could smell it. I don't know if it's a psychic smell or whatever, but I'm just like, oh boy. And I'm always wondering what she's going to plan for her thing to get management to get me in trouble. Because that's how it is. She works with another woman that she works with, and they plan stuff together to make sure their stories are right, and they work together on that. Oh yeah, I work with more than one sociopath. Whew, and that's the reason why it's just too much on me, and my job is not caring about me at all. So I want to leave. I just want to leave. I really do. These people are very, very bad, and they're like psychic vampires. Oh my god. Well, wow, that's a sociopath for you. That's exactly what they'll do. They will. They're not nice. They use people and they have an inability to say, I'm sorry. Now, my son told me he has an inability to say he's sorry, but he will say it. And he said it. This person I work with she has said some mean racist things to me and mean shit. You don't say to people like that in a workplace and want to keep them and have management back her up. It's okay to slam a door on my back. It's okay. Next time I'll show my bruise on, if I get another bruise, I'll show it on the social media. That's how that's how pissed I was. But I kept it quiet because now I'm not. I work with a sociopath at my work applauds and goes, "Hey, give me more of your farts. I want to smell them. I want to smell them. Oh, tell me another lie. I love it." I mean, literally, we were told that if you did three no calls, no shows, you were fired. No explanation. You were just considered fired. She's had six. That's a sociopath. They really work it. They work what I call the Blarney Stone, and it's really good. So the only thing I can give to you is my meditations, and also here, let me get that guy that I love. Oh, he is an amazing man. Oh God, I wish I had him as my neighbor. Woo-wee. But he's a real nice guy, and he's online, and he's on a positive note. I love him so much. I love him as a person. He's got a girlfriend. All right, so I usually get them on the things here. Um, inside the brain of a psychopath. They're talking about okay. Oh, Aaron Darty. Oh, Aaron is an amazing person. He does amazing meditations. Here, let me write it down and just look him up. He's an amazing person and he's very positive. Um, let me see. All right. Return, return. All right. Welcome, dear one. I've been eagerly. All right. He talks about attracting success and stuff. So, this is what I'm going to be dealing. I'm going to pour in myself this week. I am going to love myself and heal myself the best I can because when you're dealing with a sociopath, they are usually, have a lot more people behind them unless you're in a small town and you hear about that. But anyway, uh, Aaron Darty is amazing. Um, okay, and his name's Aaron. I forgot. I spelled YouTube wrong. There we go. And I put that information on Aaron Darty. He's a very amazing man. I hope to meet one day. I don't expect to meet him, but he gives out a good vibe, and that's where I move from. The only thing I can say is to do meditation that brings up positivity, that you will attract positive, and less when you bring your vibration up, you attract less of the sociopaths. You really do. They don't even want to be around that kind of stuff. A lot of them call it woo woo, and they get very agitated, and that's when you know you're going in the right direction. The best thing you can do is to raise your vibration, and like I said, not have anything to do with them at all. It's your ex-wife. You don't need to have her on social media. You need to block her, block him, and call it a day. Yeah, and that's what you should do, you know? If you're dealing with a wife that's that way or an ex-wife. Now me, I waited, I had to actually plan and stuff to get divorced the third time. Let's see, the first time when you try to divorce a sociopath, they don't want to divorce you. They will make it out like there's something wrong with you. So my ex had told the family that I mentally was not thinking straight. No, I found you with a woman. Of course, I'm not thinking straight. I want to divorce your ass. Yeah. Mhm. So what happened was I ended up staying with him. And the second time was when I found loads of underwear in our minivan, which I thought was strange why he got the minivan and I got the small car. So I decided that we should change because I had more stuff. You know, I didn't need a small car. He needed the one that was, yeah, he was driving. Yeah. He talked me into how he needed to stop at the park so he could sleep. The park that everybody knew where everyone did hookups. Yeah. So when he lost his job because he had an affair with an engaged woman, and he found out that his engaged woman was screwing my ex, and he lost his job at Molded Materials. So I ended up working three jobs, and he would joke to my dad about spending the money I made because he just his everything hurt. Yeah. What I find it kind of funny that your wife was actually working. I had a sociopath that didn't like working. Most of them don't like working. They like to get out of working. So, yeah. Uh, I've been really putting myself out, and I even went through the coalition, and I got really good, how can I say, I got the best treatment there. I was like, wow, no, I still have a job. I'm just looking because I work with a sociopath. And that's the only thing I could say to anybody that I work with a sociopath who, as far as I'm concerned, is dangerous, very dangerous, and should not work with. Um, should not work with anybody that isn't a family member. Oh yeah, they use death. Oh, yeah. They those type of people use death. Oh my god. When my grandma died, I wanted to be alone, but I found out that sociopaths in my family, the ones that were like, wanting what was it? My my uncle's wife's a sociopath. She wanted to be in the forefront of everything. And when she screwed something up, she tried to blame me. I go, oh no, 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 no. No, you know you did it. And I said it in front of aunts and uncles. I go, don't blame me on your shortcoming. And then they let it sit on her. Yeah, I knew how to deal with her because I had power over her because of my family. I didn't fuck with her. Sociopaths don't last long in my family and dealing with me because I curtail them and tell the family, sociopath, stay away from them. And they listen to me. They go, well, I've never put my family and friends in danger or harm. I warn them, hey, that's a sociopath. That's a narcissist. She's a narcissist sociopath, which is like when you deal with that kind of person, because I dealt with them personally. I'm not a know it all. I just dealt with them personally. And it's usually in the work environment where they thrive. Either they'll thrive and you'll find out how you know you're dealing with a sociopath, suddenly people who were happy there are leaving. Yeah, as a boss, if I was a boss and I hired somebody and two people suddenly left and didn't really give me an idea why, I feel that I hired a sociopath and maybe I should curtail that. They could have gotten rid of the sociopath easy because they had a thing of three no calls, no shows. She has six now. They could fire her now saying, "Look, we have a thing saying 3 no calls, no shows. We just need you out." But they wanna keep the sociopath over me, and I'm like, "Wow, there must be sociopaths at work who are enjoying that. Hey, we have a sociopath work." But the bad thing about sociopath, they don't like to work. So if you hire a bunch of sociopaths, you're not gonna get many things done. Yeah. So, in that, I'm trying to heal and I'm talking to my therapist about sociopaths and how to deal with them and how to do that. The one thing is, don't give in to sociopaths. And you talking here is a way you're wanting to find out. You're putting it out there. You're saying, "Hey, I want to deal with this person," and that's showing that you are celebrating yourself, and we need to celebrate ourselves and love ourselves, because if we don't, who will? We have to love ourselves first before anyone else on the outside is going to love us. And we can blame the sociopath. Oh, yeah. But the sociopath isn't here. She isn't watching now. It's not like she's stalking me and have better things to do and stalking me. No. What is happening? We are here to talking and figuring out a situation. Your situation should be, you need to block her on it, all social medias. Block her. Just block her. Even if she doesn't block you, you block her and you block her on social medias where she can't see you. That's the one thing that will make a big difference. Do it now. Trust me, it's easy. They want to live, they want to know. Their whole thing is with sociopaths, they love to know information about what's going on, not so they can have power over people, because they feel entitled to have power over people, and they feel entitled if they are pretty much told. If they, how can I say, if the game changed at work where she was told, "Look, you can't be late no more. If you're late one more time, don't come in," she would throw a huge fit and tell them to pretty much kiss her ass. Or she would act all sad and act like she's, "Oh, what about my kids?" She doesn't even have her kids. Her children are taken care of by her ex husbands or ex men. The baby's daddies are taking care of them. So in that transfic, she doesn't have children. Her ex-husbands are taking care of them because she doesn't even she only has visitation. That's how. Yeah, yeah. She's a real work of art. But she's out there. I'm here making myself better. I'm doing the things to make myself a better person. And that's why I'm here talking to you guys, or to you, Fist. Oh, good. You block them. Good. That's one thing. When you block them, you don't need to see them. You, Fist, have your own life. Let's make it, what do you like to do? Do you like to meditate? You like to walk? I tell people to stay away from the bar scenes, because you're going to, whatever you attract out, if you're feeling happy, you're going to attract happy people. If you're feeling nostalgic and just keep reminiscing about dealing with your ex, and that, you're going to attract more of that. So you want to attract positive people. Well, then that's a positive. Good for you. You want to attract the right people. And obviously, people, when you put out that energy, you're in a bad mood, you broke up with your significant other. I'm putting a scenario out, and a person comes home and they start, I'm going to go online. That's what used to say. I'm going to go online and find that man. I'm going to find him. So I put myself out online. I have so many different websites that I've been on, and I'm going to attract that perfect person. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. You know, finding that perfect person, and it doesn't usually work out that way. Uh, what I have found out that when we are busy pouring into ourselves, we're either learning a new language, we're learning about ourselves. It's when we find our love. When we're not looking for it, when we're in our own world thinking about, okay, I got bills to pay, I got to work, and I got to do this, is when you find all that. And if you're in a positive, well, I'm 54. I don't think it's too late. You can find a new relationship. It's just like I said, you feel that you're not deserving, go to a gym, figure it out. You'll meet new people who are positive and feel better about yourself. Really. And that's what I did. I I I didn't go to a gym for say. I went on an app. Get around. If you have friends, on the dating sites, you can put I need a date. There would be no how can I say sex included, but you'll have someone to show, yeah, it's my girlfriend and stuff. You can do that. I don't it's someone getting a free meal and somebody showing someone off, and that's how you do it. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I've heard people say, "Hey, I need a date," and it was on a dating site, and they said, "I need a date for this and this date, and it includes free meal," and they would say, "No sex." They would just say, "If it happens, it happens," but they weren't in the mood for that. Yeah. When you're dealing with a sociopath and you're working with them, yeah, it's a game changer for me. And my godfather told me to change jobs because he had read more into her file. He said, "You're dealing with a sociopath. You're dealing with someone very, very dangerous." And that's what I was told. I was dealing with a very dangerous person. And I was told to pretty well uh, find a different job because they don't want to let go of that person. They rather let go of me. So I'm had to realize after being there over a year, they didn't want me no more. And they showed it because they got me in trouble instead of sitting us down. Hey, both of you getting written up. If they really wanted to do something good, they would have written us both up, not just me. And nope, nope, you wanted to be this way, you wanted to be that way, and that's would have been the proper thing. Because of that, I'm having to look for another job because I'm dealing with a sociopath, and that's the only way I can figure out how to deal with it is to get away from the sociopath. And that's where I'm at. And my therapist told me that would be the best thing to do was to get away from the sociopath. I'm going to have to look for another job. That's the only way you can deal with them. You can't deal with them on a personal level because they don't care about being sorry. They don't care about slamming a door in your back. They don't care about doing all that stuff. I'm just, a mean person. I should love having, a nice big knot on my back and told that it's fake. Hmm. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah. You know, having my door slammed in my back was not my thing. And it literally, I was standing further from the door. If it wasn't slammed on me, it, 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 it would have, if she opened it normal, I would have had enough time to leave the area. So, yeah, I did have a door slammed on my back. I did have a bruise. I didn't take a picture of it. So, it might as well not been there. I have been emotionally and physically abused at my work by this sociopath, and I have to leave. I got my new resume, and I've gotten the more or less help from people, and I'm just like I'm very surprised that my work would um want a sociopath who is dangerous and who has a leg bracelet. Literally, they're supposed to go in court because they spent 10 months on the lam because they stabbed somebody. I'm working with somebody who is physically, emotionally, and causing me all kinds of problems. So I'm having to look for a job and I haven't been able to find one. That's what scares me. I haven't been able to find a job anywhere. I was told by a manager, "Oh yeah, you can find." No, I put in a lot of applications with my new stuff going on, and I'm like, well, and I get a message from my, godfather, have you found another job? I'm even looking to do whatever I can to make my life positive and to get away from this sociopath because my work loves her. They just love her. She If she were to get where she wasn't getting her way, my boss would go, "Oh, hurry, 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 get the diaper, get the baby powder." That's how I feel. Like they are constantly having to baby her because she's not mentally there, and they're afraid that she'll blow up and have a big attitude. That's what they're afraid of. They're not afraid of me. They could give a shit less if she took a gun and shot me in the head. They really could. That's how I feel. If you're going to let someone hit you in the back with a door and laugh about it, then you really really don't want that person there. I had bruises. I did. They healed. It's been over a week. Yeah. Oh, let me write that down. Is there a number, like a 800 number? KROC dot. That sounds pretty good. I really need a job. And if the only thing that I have been looking for too that makes me go to work is to one day go, I want to put in my 2 weeks notice. That's the only thing that makes me go to work, is knowing that one day I can put in my 2 weeks notice and never be around that situation again. And that's where I'm at. I don't want everyone else. I wouldn't want to worry about myself. And when I did, I was chastised at my work because the emotional vampire, and dealing with that, it's just been horrible. Yeah. And they pretty much, oh, you want to give me a baseball bat? You can hit Stephanie real hard. Just hit Stephanie. Just keep on hitting, and we'll all laugh. That's how I feel at my work. That's how they're treating this a person. This person is not nice. Sociopath narcissist. Woo. And I combine them both because she is very bad. And I really want to leave my job. All right. So we have uh Fist is going to be right back. Oh, welcome back. Wow, that sounds great. Well, do is it at home or do I have to go there? Because if I have to drive to Vegas, it's $20 per trip. Literally, it cost me 20 bucks. Oh, wow. That's really good. You produces sales. Wow. I really need a new job. And this would be the best job for me. I need to get out of I'm going to be honest. I just want to I loved the job at one time, and the people I still love, but I don't like how I've been treated with this person. They pretty much told me I'm not worth a shit to stay there. Oh, wow. Um, if they oh shoot, how do you um shoot. How do you stop somebody from, maybe we can all look at this. How do you stop somebody from talking about themselves? Um, I find I talk about myself too much, and I have to curtail that shit. It just, no one wants to hear the shit about my childhood. Let's be honest. So the best way is to either say, I gotta go and leave them, or start making your tell them, if they are a higher up or a neighbor, if they're a neighbor, you can say, I love to hear your stories, but they're way too long. I don't know. Maybe they want to hear about you. That's what I think. They want to hear about you, and they're talking about themselves, because that's what I usually do. I want to hear about you. I don't want to talk about myself. I want to hear about your experiences in what they're dealing with at the time that they're talking about themselves. Maybe they want to hear what's your favorite color, and what it was like in your experiences. Maybe you can try talking a little bit about yourself a little bit, and giving a little bit of it's like what they call intimacy, but it's not, even if you're in a work environment. Yeah, I like the color purple, and my birthday's at this date, you know, or give them an idea of who you are. I had a person who didn't want to talk to me. They actually lied and said they didn't celebrate Christmas. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they didn't celebrate Thanksgiving, they didn't celebrate Easter, because they just didn't want to talk to me. Relationships at Chris, relationships at home or where? Home or work, hon? Both? When you got people, maybe you should talk about yourself. And if you have a relationship going bad, I also say talk to a good therapist. I'm not a good therapist. Both. Oh, home and work. Um, if you have friends at work, it's good to get the perspective. Ah, can't seem to relate with either. Oh, I feel your pain. A lot of times you want to keep uh your work folks, if you don't know them, I have a rule. Do not share weed or anything for 6 months, 3 to 6 months. Do not share food of any kind 3 to 6 months because you don't know if they're putting in additives for themselves and it might work adverse to you, like if you're allergic to a certain item, whatever it is. Um, when you're dealing with work, you keep it what I call an arm's length away. If you have people who are, and you don't know how mentally they are, if they're not mentally sound or if they are mentally sound. So if they're mentally sound and you're dealing with other people who aren't all wrapped up too tight, you got to keep it like, what did my dad say? It's like you wear, he said in boxing they used to have this glove that was really soft, and they would say that, if you were practicing with someone you cared about, you would wear these kid gloves. He said you got to put on the kid gloves. Oh, there, I turn that off. Okay, when you're dealing with that, my dad used to say you had to put on your kid gloves. You have to treat certain people different. If you're dealing with a sociopath or a narcissist, you got to treat them different. You do. You have to put guidelines. So it's the same in its fact. If you don't know what you're dealing with at work, you're going to have to put boundaries. And I like to tell, especially young men, if you're dating, never take a woman home from work. I don't care if nothing happens or something, they will talk. So never take a woman home from work, even if she's your bestest friend and your wife hangs out with her. If you do that, a lot of times people talk. You got to curtail certain things and you have to set boundaries at work. That's how you do it. And if you don't set the boundaries, what happens is they take advantage of you. And narcissists and the people that I've been dealing with will take advantage of you. And I was told by the person I worked with who's been getting me in trouble, she demanded I drive her home. Demanded, said, "You're driving me home and we're leaving in, this." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." That was the last time I drove that person home and pretty much told that person, "I'm not going to ever drive you home again." There's only one person I drive home, and that's it. I work with a sociopath, so it's hard. So if you're working with people and you want to keep that separate, keep it separate. Don't bring people home from work unless you really know them. I'm talking, you know them for over a year. You have to set boundaries and rules for people at work and boundaries and rules for people at home. And that's how you do it. And it's hard because a lot of times if you're a younger person, you'll want to help your family as much as you can. And unfortunately, at times you can't do it both. You can't be there. And you're going to have to not be the super person, Chris. You're going to have to be the person who is going, "Hey, hey, hey, I'm over here too. I mean something. I mean something." So sit here and say to your screen, to your phone, whatever you're talking with, I mean something. I mean something. I'm important too. I love myself. Say it. I mean something. I mean something. And if you feel that way and you feel, hey, I mean something, I do. That's why I'm trying to get out of dealing with a sociopath. The only way I can is to find another job because this person's not going to get better. She's this person's wearing an ankle bracelet because she stabbed somebody. Hello? And ran away for 10 months because she had other priors. She has so many other priors that she hasn't even contend with. It's not even funny. So this person who stabbed somebody and was, gone for, 10 months, I'm dealing with, who is like a mental meltdown factor to happen any second that she doesn't get her way like a 5-year-old. And that's just the way it goes. It's just they at work constantly suck her farts. They suck her farts like you cannot believe. Ooh. So yeah, I'm like, wow. Whoa, my phone blew up. It's like my friend said, I fell asleep. I'm sorry. And I'm like, hey, it's okay. It's you need sleep, you know. It's just the way it goes. I never get mad. And that's just how I am. I just can't get mad at someone for falling asleep. It's mid-afternoon. I'm to that point in my life where I really have tried to send love to people, and when you're dealing with a narcissist person, not just narcissist, okay? I'm not just dealing with a narcissist. I'm dealing with a sociopath who, as far as I'm concerned, should have been, you know, I I'm not going to go with, oh, she has kids. She has kids that are taken care of by other people. She visits with them because she's such a crappy parent. She probably has the kids so scared of her they don't even want to do it. Oh, mom, what do you want me to say? Am I dying or starving? Yeah, that's the type of person. I'm working with a sociopath narcissist, and I'm just down to my last, hoping to get a job so I don't have to see that person ever again because I won't. I do not entitle myself to have narcissist friends and my ex is a sociopath. He put himself in my life. And when you say you're having problems, Chris, what the best thing to do is to find a good therapist so you can talk to, and to talk to people is getting it off your chest and saying, hey, I can't handle this. And it's not being weak. You're being stronger than most people that I've ever known. Just like my other friend, Fist, him coming out and saying, hey, I've had to deal with two really bad, sociopaths because they're really messed up my life. I said, hey, best way to deal with sociopaths, block them on social media. Best thing, just block them on social media. That is one thing that pisses them off. It pissed my ex and many other people who, well, I've had in the past, my a sociopath person follow me on social media. So I had to figure out who they had as a friend who added me. Yeah. So I've had to do blocking in the different form. Block your sociopath negative person. If you're in a out of a bad relationship, block that person on all social media. Don't let them know what's going on in your life. That is one way to combat them, and it will piss them off. It will piss them off, and be very, very happy around them. You know why? My sociopath person that doesn't like me hates when I'm happy, even tries when I'm in a happy, like say I got my chair, was bitching to me and stuff. No, just walk away, do what I do, and act happy. But it pissed her off so bad, got me in trouble again. Yeah, it's just that's why I have to leave, because my work takes her side, because she puts up a good front and everything and cries. And when I actually cry and get upset, they call it crocodile tears. So you got to figure what I'm dealing with. They told me that having somebody whack a door on my back was okay because she was angry. That's what I was told. It was okay because she was angry. And that's when I said, oh shit. So if she stabs me 10 times, it's okay. She's angry. She could kill you. We'll just put a tarp over and we'll have the police get you. That's how I felt. You might as well, as a person, if you hired somebody and you said it's okay for someone to knock a door on somebody's back and cause bruises, okay, then obviously you need to, as a manager, need to rethink that. Really. Oh, well, you know what I would do to have fun? You talk about posting your fist. You don't need to post your real information where you're at. You don't. If it makes them happy to know where you're at, you could post any kind of information and they wouldn't know the trust me, they wouldn't know the difference if it's real information or fake. And yes, you know, if they are that connected to you in your life and you want to get rid of them, the best way is the social media. And that's what I did with my ex. The reason why I deal with my sociopath is because I haven't been able to find a job to replace the job that I need replaced. That's the reason why I'm still there. I haven't found a job. I haven't had any. I put in a buttload of jobs in the coalition, and I have not had one single call, not a single phone call. And I block this person as much as I can from social media. Fist, don't lose. You don't have to give out the direct information. If it makes them, if they make your life a living hell, not knowing what's going on, they are truly a social, you know, they are definitely, you're dealing with a sociopath. And you should put wrong information. You're at a different park. Well, I traded. They're not going to check. They never do. They're that lazy. Sociopaths are known for being on the lazy side when it comes to certain things. They expect other people to take care of it. They expect other people to wake them up. They expect other people to drive them places. They expect other people to pay their bills. They expect other people to do everything for them. That is just what they are. And they will never say they're sorry. They will expect other people to stand by them. And when they don't, the thing is, a lot of these sociopaths are being deemed 5150, by the way, because you have to make money. And if you can't work with other people and in a working environment, you will be considered 5150 and you will get a check. Which I'm surprised that this person that I work with hasn't tried the 5150 route. That person would get some money like you couldn't believe. They just sit home and get money. I don't understand why they didn't go that route months ago, because they don't have no kids living with them. They only have visitation because she's such a craphead parent. That's all I'm thinking. When you get your kids taken away, it isn't because you're a good parent. In most cases, unless you're having a parent who's really smart and knows how to fight the system, if you have a lot of people out there that you're dealing with, and you are told that they have kids, but they're not living with them, take care of the kids. Somebody else is, you know. And no, I'm not afraid of having a sociopath, narcissist, not working with me anymore. I'd be fucking ecstatic. You'd have me work there as long as there's not another one coming in. You'd have me working there forever. I'd be happy. But at the rate that I'm going, they want to keep the sociopath narcissist, and I'm like, okay, then I gotta leave. I gotta find a job. So if hopefully I can do well with the job that I was told about, payroll and sell credit. So hopefully I can do something better. So, oh, thank you. Oh, God, that's so good to hear. So, yeah, don't, how can I say, you don't work with them no more. I still work with yeah, I still work with that person, and that person scares the fuck out of me. All right. All right. It scares the holy crapoly out of me. Yeah, I'm not a therapist whatsoever. I'm not a therapist. I'm just giving advice from what I've been dealing with and what I've researched on. I mean, when you deal with that, and that's really good, Fist. It really is. It's all celebrates. Ah. And that's how I feel. It is hard. And the one thing to understand, the one thing to get even with that person is to go on with your life. Literally live your life the best you can. And that's the only thing you can do. Really. That's the only thing you can do. I've been wanting to look for a job for a while now, and I made the point. In fact, here's my resume. I made a new resume. This is my new resume. That's it. I made a new resume at the coalition, and I got a lot of help. I found a Harry Potter fan too. She knew it was Harry Potter and stuff. I'm like, oh God, no wonder they're getting smarter people. And I loved it. But I'm going to go and take a quick pee break, and I'll be right back. Mm. I'll answer that in a minute. So anyway, uh, the one thing that I'm looking forward to, I was hoping not to even see that person this whole week because we have a Christmas party that got rained on. So I'm like, oh crud. Now I'm going to have to see that person on my vacation. I'm going, oh no. I still have to deal with that. They are very not evil, they're just mentally inept into dealing with caring about other people besides themselves, including their own children. That's why she probably just doesn't give a shit, mentally. They're not the nicest people to work with. And this isn't the first time. The last place, Shione, I worked with a woman named Kat, and Kat was the same way. Came in strong, bringing in food and they all, you know, I don't know what it is with these type of people, but they think that they have to bring. So she brought in fruit and stuff, and within 3 weeks she was controlling everything. But you see, there was one thing. I knew where I worked at, they respected me. And that's the reason why I'm thinking of just going back there, even at a lower pay or whatever, and seeing if I could get a job there. See, I knew certain things that were going on, and I told a woman who knew what was going on after I told her, who told the owner, and the owner fired her personally. No one ever I knew of. She was the only person that got fired personally. Yep, yep, yep. They took care of things way faster, but she still hung around months afterwards, and you know, I don't know what the deal was, but she did hang out. She had sent her daughter who would come over and do stuff, but yeah. So now I hope that you feel better. I want this channel to be a good feel good channel where you can talk. And, I go through the same problems. I need a job. I do. I need to pay bills. I'm not making gazillion dollars. I don't have a boss man that goes, God damn, I love you. You're a great person. Let's protect you. Let's get rid of this other person. No, I have a boss man that goes, give the other person the weapon to shoot and kill Omega. Yes, we want her to be killed. And that's how I feel at work, that they have no care if I got killed by this person. If you're going to allow somebody to slam a door on someone's back, yeah, it's serious. You Okay. All right. Yeah, it does wear you down emotionally. So Chris, if you're listening, the best way to do, and I know it sounds strange, meditate. Uh Bring in some headphones, put them in your ears, meditate. It will help you at work. You can even do the same thing at home. That's what I used to do when I had to deal with my ex. And I live on the same property. The main house he lives in, and I live in the RV. And yeah, when you're dealing with that and you deal with someone who's a narcissist and a sociopath, it is hard. I deal with it at work, and I don't have to deal with it at home anymore. My son talks to him. I can't even talk to him. It's just that bad. Hey, welcome back, Fist. Yeah, so I'm telling people here, hey, if anything, what I notice is anytime I'm extremely happy, it doesn't matter if they're having the best day out of yours, if they got money in the bank, if they got people love them. One person that they don't like, or that they feel is with someone that is a person as like that, more or less. When you're dealing with a sociopath, they really don't like other people happier than them. they will make that person's life a living hell as much as they possibly can. They will make them out to be the devil in sheep's clothing. And they do nothing but all this person did was talk bad about me at work, and people started seeing me in a different light. That's all. She just talked about me, 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 me. And recently it got stopped, and I noticed that. And suddenly she got real quiet. They started realizing that's all she's talking about. She needs to get a new um, side job. Oh, they made you out to be Leatherface. She made me out. Okay, this is what she made me. I was not talking about this stuff, but she was talking about skinwalkers, and she was talking about herself being an, oh yeah, she believes that she is an alien, an actual motherfucking alien. Yeah. We're not talking the ones across the border. We're talking the ones that visit from another uh, out in orbit. Oh God. They were so far from the whole thing. She is woo, woo. Yeah. She put herself as being an actual alien. And if you have somebody that ever does that, they are there's what I would call, you got the narcissist, you got the sociopath, you got something a little bit more added. You got someone who's fucking crazy. That's just the only way I can put it. You're downright crazy. You are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You needed that padded wall. And I put her in a special, that person I work with, I put them as being, because the only thing that this person has shown me, if you were from another planet that was higher consciousness and higher vibration, wouldn't you act differently and then accordingly, not acting like a fucking idiot, asshole, narcissist, psychopath? You wouldn't. Well, she's telling people now she's a witch and she's going to do bad magic for us. And now she's getting angry. Now the alien witch is going to get after us. That's what she's saying now. So I just keep my mouth shut. This person could say anything she wants to me. She could call me every nasty name in the book, and she can do all that and has done it and then some, and slam the door in my back and cause me to have bruises and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, wow, this person's really getting away with a lot. Yeah. Hmm. Oh my God, made you out to be Leatherface. She's making me out to be what was it, someone who is a conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, I'm not even into that shit. Was probed. uh wow. I do my surprising look, but it's like, whoa. But you're loved here. Understand that. I am not going to label anyone here, or it's very respectful. I appreciate you bringing your life and putting it on the screen for everyone to see. That takes a lot. It takes a lot to get out in the social world and say, hey, I don't know how to deal with it. And the best way is to put ground rules for both sides. If you're dealing with work and home and you have to start putting ground rules, hey, I need to go to bed at, say you have to get up at a certain time, you tell them, I'm going to bed. If you have problems going on, when I come home, we'll spend an hour figuring out the problem, but I need to go to bed. You need to set ground rules and keep those ground rules. That means if you tell somebody that you're going to bed at 9 o'clock. It doesn't matter if you're going to bed. I tell people I'm going to bed at 9 and I sit and read for an hour. It doesn't matter. You're still in bed, or you're, in that effect. You don't want to be dealing with the outside world after 9. And that's how you can put it. If you're dealing with stresses at home and you have people who are expecting you to do more, look, if you want me to do all this, figure out how I'm going to do this between eating, sleeping, going to work, and living a life. I have only 24 hours and I do have to sleep. And you have to, sometimes under a stressful condition at home, you'll have to remind your family members what you're going through because they're being stressed out, especially if there's a death in the family. Divorce and death are the two highest things that cause people to have heart attacks. And a lot of times when people get divorced, believe it or not, they get um, their paperwork in this time of year. And yes, I am divorced. I got divorced, and that was another thing that that person has. In fact, I got my divorce papers in my other house. And I will be happy to take a picture of them and put them online if you really want to know about my divorce. And it really did happen. I spent $10,000 on my divorce. Yes, I did. It lasted 7 months, $800 plus filing fees, $1,000. That's 7,000 plus the other filing fees I had to do. It was about 10 grand. Oh, wow. See, there you go. You're going to have your man cave. And that's another thing you might want to think about, Chris. If you're thinking at home and if you're living in a situation where you do have you're in the room, you might want to figure out ways to maybe get out of that situation of the family just to get a break. And you have to have a good foundation. That means you give them rules and they follow them. um, that's the only way I could suggest with family. I'm not a therapist. The only thing I have done with my ex's family, I finally had to put ground rules for them because I'm an intuitive, and I had my sister-in-law break up with her boyfriend at 2 in the morning, call me up after I had been up all night with Natasha. She was an infant back then. And I was like holding an infant and trying to do tarot reading. And I finally said to her, it's 3 in the morning. I really want to go to sleep. I think that if you want to do tarot reading, it has to be in the daytime hours when I'm actually awake. And I finally figured out a lot of my ex's family were, sociopaths and expected to call at 2 in the morning after you've been up with the baby all night. Yeah, it's lovely family. So, anyway, it's good to set rules with anybody, but when you're dealing with home and you have some sociopaths or maybe some needy people, or even they're older people and they just want you're going to have to remind them and set ground rules. It has to be done, and you have to stand up to your ground rules. You can't just let them walk all over you, because what will happen is you will feel stressed, and these type of people are vampires. They are real. I'm going to tell you this story. I have my iPod Pros, and I on the weekend I would charge them up. They were 100%. They show you when you open this up, it'll show in your phone how charged they are. So I opened it up and it said it was charged, and I'm like, wow, great. So I put it in my pocket now because I used to wear it on a lanyard, but it was getting dirty that way. So I put it in my pocket, and I'm working with the sociopath narcissist, and I'm working close to that person. She had a huge mental breakdown because I triggered her with something else that I was never told that I was triggering her. She took my lids and put it on her side. So I thought, oh, we're sharing. So I went and got the lids, and she went crazy for crazy. Swear to God, she sucked the battery life from this. I didn't use it that day. It was 100% when I walked out the door. Swear to God, it was sucked clean. literally at 0, both the headphone set and this, and I've never seen it that way. I was like, "Wow." So, that let me know in a certain sense, maybe she's getting too powerful, maybe I just need to get going because they don't want me at my job. If they're keeping her, they definitely don't want me because that is one evil person I've ever dealt with, and they can have her. I'm going to go. I've said I'm going to go. Yep. Yeah. And it's not the first time I've had my phone. My phone's been charged at 100%. This is a Apple 13. Um, and I was working with the narcissist sociopath, and the person was near me or whatever. I put it sometimes we lay our phone when we're dealing with music because it's easier than to keep opening the thing and dealing with it on the side. So what happened was, my phone was at 100%, and 2 hours later it was at 0. Suck. Sociopaths can suck your batteries dry. Kid you not. So the best thing I can offer for people, if they're saying that that's one of the keynotes I found out when I'm near my sociopath, my battery operated stuff gets sucked dry. And to uh bring stuff, just bring, charging units. That's all I could bring. What was weird is my watch was charged at 100% before I left work, and it was sucked dry there, and I had to charge it there. I'm like, "Oh, that's odd." So, I'm not saying it's just a weird coincidence. But anyway, I'm gonna let everyone go. I will see you tomorrow, um, about the same time, I'm thinking of, and, you know, seeing how that goes. I can't keep this schedule because the hours I work are from 7 to 3. So we get a week off from work with no pay, but we can work's optional, which I'm going to take advantage of that. But I do got stuff to get done today, and I hope that I'm going to put in for that work thing, see how that works. I'm looking for work at home now because I'm to that point where I'm like, I just want to make my money and be at home. So if somebody knows at any at home jobs, I'm really for it. So keep a prayer in your pocket and love in your heart. I love you, Omega.